All right, so today I'd like to take a look at the Seagull 1963 chronograph and compare it to the HKED version of the 1963 chronograph. Also, we'll use this video to compare the Sapphire crystal on the left versus the acrylic crystal on the right. So let me go back over the specs of the Seagull 1963 chronograph. This one is 21 joules. The HKED version is 19 joule. 21,600 beat rate. 45-hour power reserve. Lug to lug on both of these are 47. They are both 38 millimeter diameter. The lug width on both of these is 18 millimeter. And the thickness on the Sapphire version is 14 millimeter. Thickness on the acrylic version is 14.7 millimeter. They both have the ST1901 movement. Water resistance on both is 30 meter. And they're both 316L stainless steel. This one was under $200 on eBay, and the HKED is $220 from their website. So I did some other measurements as well. The weight on the Sapphire version is 52 gram, and the weight on the acrylic is 46 gram. I'm sure the Sapphire is heavier than the acrylic, but also what I noticed here is the cases are different. If you look on the bottom, there is the Sapphire. The bezel is a bit taller than the bezel on the acrylic version. So if you look at the bezel height here, it's just a little ring. And then on the Sapphire version, it's more than a ring. It's got a dome to it, and it's probably 3 times thicker. But again, with the dome, it's not like it's 3 times heavier, but it's definitely adds more weight to the watch. So they both have the same bicompax dial layout for obvious reasons. It's the same movement. So as I pointed out, this one is 19 joule, and this one has 21 joules. So since they're both using the same movement, I'm not sure why that's different. Another thing I noticed is when I did the initial review on this, when I was winding it, it felt a little different from what I remembered on this one. And the reason for that is the crown on this is 6.7 millimeter versus 6.2 millimeter on this one. So let me put them side to side, back to back. And maybe you can see that difference. Yeah, looking at it compared to the case bottom, you can see that this one overhangs just a little bit more than the one on the left here. So they both have the engraved crown or signed crown. Just off the bat, the strap that comes on the 1963, the NATO doesn't feel as nice as the NATO on the HKED. Now I have been wearing this. I don't know, I probably have worn it at least 30 times now. I'm not sure if that'll break it in a little more, but it definitely feels, this one feels stiffer than the one on the right. This one is the more authentic looking, minus the Sapphire crystal. Let me see if I can get these up to the camera if you get a sense of the dome on the acrylic versus what's on the Sapphire. I thought that this would have been a lot thicker than the Sapphire version, but I didn't realize that the metal bezel came up higher. So I like the acrylic, I like the look of the acrylic, but the durability is obviously not there. I tried studying this earlier today to see if there was any scuffs on it or scratches. I didn't really notice anything, but I'm sure there must be some on here. I'll always wear a long sleeve shirt when I wear this watch. I won't ever wear this with a short sleeve. It's because I'm afraid of messing up that acrylic. And then also, if you look in here, you can see there's a gold chapter ring, which matches well with the gold hands and the gold indices. The Sapphire version looks just to have the, I'm not sure if there is a chapter ring in there, a separate chapter ring, I should say. So if you look at this, there is a slight dome to it, but nothing like the acrylic has. The acrylic is more of a box crystal. This one here, you really don't see the edge of the crystal. See if I can put them side by side and try and give you a sense of the dome on this. So you can get a good idea there. The cases appear to be the same. Let me get the straps off of these and zoom in a bit. I did verify the lug widths and the case diameter. Lug to lug, I measured all those with the calipers and everything appears to be the same. Maybe the lug shape is a little different. Maybe not. It's hard to tell. So let's look at the case backs here. The acrylic HKED is still on the right here. Looking at the movement right now, it looks to be, just briefly looking at it, looks to be pretty much the same thing. Let's see what's on the case back as far as the lettering. So yeah, there's a difference there. HKED has the movement on there, the movement model number. And then the one on the left just has 1963. Looks like the Chinese characters are different as well. Sorry, this is still the protective coating on the back of that too. So I'll wind these, see if I feel any other differences there. That 0.5 millimeter makes a pretty good difference. This HKED version feels easier to wind. So let's get these started up. Let's see if I can get them both going at the same time. The second hand has a different shape to it. They look to be about the same smoothness there, the 21,600 beat rate. I'll let these go over to the past the 60 seconds so we can see the minute indicator there, which is the right subdial. The subdial on the left shows the running seconds, so that's always going as long as you have power in the mainspring. We'll stop it, restart it. Let's see how that looks on the back. I'm going to start it. We'll stop it. Then reset. So I'll do the same thing on the HKED here, and we'll close out the video. Neither of these have loom to them. So here we'll start this one again. We'll stop it. And then reset. If you have any specific questions, please put them in the comments and I'll try and compare these two again. Again, the main differences are the crowns are different size, and then the weights are slightly different. So thanks for watching. Talk to you guys soon.